Welcome, everyone. We're going to get started in about 2 or 3 minutes. So if you guys want to put your name in the chat, if you're in a WIM chapter or where you're located. I forgot to change the icebreaker, so we'll keep it. What is your favorite holiday movie that you saw? Okay, it is 4:01 Eastern Time. We will go ahead and get started. Um, Change that real quick. So, welcome. If this is your guys' first time joining us, my name is Kat 2. I am the chair, the programming chair for WIM USA. I have the joy of bringing you guys our monthly coffee breaks. This month, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do some roundtable networking. I've got some Menti polls up, and we're going to have some open discussions. So, please feel free to uh, join in the polls, unmute yourselves at any point in time. We will go back to having speakers in February. I've got our next 3 months lined out really nicely. So until then, just a couple updates for WIM USA. Early bird registration for the conference closes on January 31st. So if you are wanting to attend, please make sure you have that in. Then the prices do go up. As always, we're still looking for sponsors. You can reach out to WIM USA's email at any point in time to find out more. Our conference is April 21st to the 23rd in lovely Tucson, Arizona. So again, if this is your first time joining us, we have coffee breaks every third Friday of the month at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That next coffee break will be February 20th. We may adjust that slightly since a lot of people do travel for SME at that time, but we will let you guys know as soon as we can. So, with that, I would love to invite you guys to join me at menti.com. If you guys have never used Menti, this is a live polling. I've got some preliminary questions loaded up. You can scan your phone on the QR code or go to mentimeter.com and code 1162253. And of course, I have to get into the other screen. Okay, so it looks like we got a lot of people from out west. I do apologize. I was not able to add a world map as well. So if you're joining us from outside of the United States, you can put yourself in between Alaska and Hawaii. I'll give everyone about another 20 seconds if you guys need time. I apologize. This is not driving friendly, Elizabeth. Okay. The next question. This one's easy. What part of the industry are you from? Are you in operations? And this could be the technical role within operations. Are you in consulting, contracting, working in higher education, other, not even in the mining industry and just joining for fun?
Sorry, I missed the instruction. How do we
Oh,
select a button?
yes. You should be able to just click on there. If are we able to get into mentimeter.com? Or menti.com as it says above and code 11162253. Okay, I'll give you guys another 10 seconds here. Okay. So, next one, how many years of experience do you have? And this would be post graduation, either high school or undergrad, or if you count your master's, however you'd like to phrase how you define your years of industry experience. Nice. I fit in that zero category that we have right now, the 10 to 15 myself. So, oop, let's see. I think we lost the share there. Okay. So now we're going to get into a little bit of the more fun but more serious questions. In one word, why do you guys think networking matters? And for those of you who may not be able to get into the Menti, because I know we have more people online than what's in the poll, if you'd like to unmute and throw out your one word or throw it in the chat, we'd love to hear from you guys. That growth is growing. Okay, and if in case anyone is driving, so far the uh, biggest word is growth, followed by we've got relationships, insight, share, connection, community, informed, and success. Does anyone have another word that they want to throw in there? Okay. So now let's talk about what do you guys think the hardest thing about networking, and this does not have to be one word. Do you think it's something about just starting the conversation, talking to people, not knowing who to talk to, being in a remote location, limited time and access? Yep. Yep. Time, connecting, conflicting priorities, not knowing who to speak with. Yep. Time. Ooh, trust. Trust is a good one. Yep. Yep. Talking to people you don't know over video conference. And not being able to read see people's facial expressions can be really hard. Not knowing. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we got someone is trying to help out. Let me see if I can pull this away real quick. Well, whoops. Sorry, that was supposed to be a direct message.
Yeah, it's me. I can just add that
Yeah.
nowhere in my invite, and I think maybe a few other people might be running in the same problem. Nowhere in my invite did it provide the Mentimeter information, and I can't find the
Okay.
access code. And then when I went and found the website, I found the website, but I can't find the access code.
Okay. I did put it in the chat. It's the 1116 number. Let me know if that works for you. So yeah, menti.com code. If you guys can see my screen, it's at the top of the page as well. I'll see if I can get this copied for you guys. Okay, can I get a thumbs up from anyone if that helped?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll give everyone just a couple seconds if they want to get to this slide and throw any of their words in. Yep, talking to strangers, finding the right people. I found an interesting one, and I don't think anyone's thought about it this way because we're are we all ladies? I'm not trying to be um the weird a weird stigma I found when talking to people about the importance of networking is that they think they have to only talk to people in their industry or in their section of the industry. Has anyone else experienced that? I apologize, my dog was just here.
I've actually found speaking to people outside the industry can actually be super helpful because it challenges perspectives and assumptions. And it also brings in that different perspective, especially from an experience or exposure standpoint.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Melanie. Mallory, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, the M. Admitting when you're wrong is also a very important part of networking and talking to people.
All good.
Okay. So let's talk about the industry. And again, anytime anyone wants to come on mute, off mute, turn your camera on. This is a true networking event. It gives us a little chance to, make a fool of ourselves, as I just showed. But what are you guys seeing? AI. Yes. As you guys type, are you guys thumbs up for AI or thumbs down against AI? Yes, AI. Okay. Thumbs up. Yeah. Economy. Yep. Further proliferation. Nice. Tariffs. Yep. Anyone thinking about the whole $5,000 a year gold that just was like plastered all over social media?
I was just in the middle of typing that. So
Go
I
for
work
it.
for,
Still put
yeah.
it in there.
Uh,
Put
uh,
it in there.
okay.
I'm not familiar with that. What was that?
So there was a big study or a bunch of case studies that just came out that gold is projected to hit over $5,000 this year. Some people are saying six, some people are there was a lovely graphic on LinkedIn that I saw that showed where the different investment companies were ranking where they thought gold was going to get. Um, I remember in college, $2,500 gold was like, woohoo, the gold companies are making money. Never did I think, 10 years we'd be at $5,000 gold or higher. Yeah. Price of gold, critical minerals. Yep. Tariffs, electricians. Yes. I think it's the revenge of the trades. Maybe that's our upcoming decade is revenge of the trades. They're coming back stronger than ever. Okay. Yeah, uncertainty though. Yeah. Yeah, if you are interested in commodities, usually gold and copper don't trend the same way in terms of economy. So there's some interesting papers out there on that. AI has done a lot to benefit our industry. It has not helped me with Excel at all. It has made me more confused. Um, So yeah, silver's having its moments. Mining is having a glorification, I think. New technologies. No one would have thought 5 years ago that we would be using biomicrobes to recover copper. So I know that's probably not the proper way to describe that, but okay, sustainability. Yeah, good. Plumbers, yep. Okay. So let's flip it around. What do you think the biggest barriers for being in the industry are? It could be public perception, it could be locations, ourselves, yes. Yeah. Changing the status quo. Yes, the government uncertainty in the government, scarce talent, perceptions of the industry. I don't know if anyone else, I was actually just talking with a colleague, is he had heard, talent shortage, but he couldn't find where the jobs were. He wasn't seeing the job postings for the talent that he was being told that we were desperately needing. So I know as soon as I think that Reuters post or the market came out for the gold, I think two recruiters at least were like, "Hey, do you know anyone that can fill these positions?" So do you guys think that it's shifting, that recruiting shifting?
Yeah, it's I think it's there's a sorry, I'm talking and I probably shouldn't be, but I I
This event's for
added
you.
I added the note there that competing opportunities create labor shortages and high turnover coupled with wage hikes and lost time reteaching the same
Mhm.
position, refilling positions over and over again. And then couple that with the way people are recruiting, it's so and so's friend, and the job is posted for a half a day or a couple of days, and they're getting hired through networking rather than through extended long period job postings.
Yep. I don't believe, and if anyone's in HR, they will yell at me for saying this, but I think I've seen a larger trend in the whole word of mouth hiring of, "Hey, I want you to come work for me. There's no posting yet. We're going to post it in 2 days. If you want this job, it's yours. We will do our HR due diligence, but we're essentially it's I hate to call it the good old boy mentality. I hate to call it that, but it is the networking job poaching rather than, Indeed.com. It does work still though, but prices go up fast. People tend to get, yep.
I feel like,
Yep.
sorry, I'm driving, so this is the only way I can participate, but I
That's
almost feel
okay.
like that's a side effect of having, from what I've seen, we get so many crazy random resumes that aren't screened out for us, and it's so many candidates. Most of them don't seem very qualified, and word of mouth and trying to find that person yourself from your own network almost seems like the easier way to do things to get someone qualified and enrolled.
Yeah, 100%. It's I know I have not been a part of too much of my my company's hiring processes. I'm more on the technical operational side, but we would get resumes because they'd ask me to look at them, and it's be like, why did this person? It wasn't even the whole, women need to apply for or meet 100% of the criteria to even apply. It was I just want you to have one criteria and then we can go from there. So very interesting. Okay, let's see. Okay. Any other comments on that? And again, I'm trying to read these out for those who are driving so you guys can still be part of the conversation. But any other kind of comments on the barriers to the industry that you guys are seeing?
All right, I'll bite, Kathleen. I'll just say briefly, and I love our industry more than most people, I think, but I think it's ourselves. I think we need to get out of our own way and also embrace where things are headed. Like, I know a lot of companies are starting to embrace AI in different capacities, and that's wonderful to see. But as far as our messaging and things like that, we have so many tools at our disposal now that we didn't before. And it's like we're so late to adapting those. And I just think that that's going to be a hindrance to us later. So I hope to see us embracing things and, not being so timid all the time.
Definitely 100%. I was hoping one of these questions would like get you to say that, but no, it's yeah, the mining industry has always had a negative reputation from historic context, right? Historic behaviors and perceptions. And we talk about it at every conference. Mining perception is terrible. We need to change the perception of mining. We need to change the perception of mining. The actions to do that have been slow, I think is a fair assumption. But the tools that we've gotten in the last 2-3 years, I think have definitely helped give us that opportunity. So I don't know if anyone else wants to talk about that, or we can go to the next question.
I was just going to add, it actually kind of builds on that perspective of networking outside of industry. Here locally in Utah, it's called Women Tech Council. And when I first joined it, and it is meant to be like STEM in general, but we'll just say the majority is very tech focused. And when we say tech, it's like all of your software engineers, we've got Silicon Slopes right here, right? So it's kind of that space. And when you look at the personalities or the perspectives of that industry compared with mining, it's probably the two extremes of opposite of move fast, fail fast, move slower, and make sure everything's good before moving, right? And so it's actually been really helpful to engage in that space because it's bringing in perspectives that maybe wouldn't normally be in our spaces traditionally.
Definitely. And someone else can comment on this too, but the younger generation, and I'm not that old. I'm in my 30s. I feel weird saying younger generation, but the younger generation is tending to be in the tech industry and they have a lot of different ideas. If anyone has gone to the government, this isn't getting political, but if you look at Capitol Hill, it's run by like 23, 25-year-olds, which is kind of scary. But they have a different opinion, they have different tools, and they ask very different questions. And sometimes someone who's been in industry 10, 15 years would even think to ask. So it is very good to have different perceptions for that. Okay. So this is going to be hard for people driving. Sorry, I was not inclusive in my PowerPoint Mentee skills when I was building this. So again, I ask you guys to come off mute and talk about this, but this is a strongly agree or disagree, and you slide the bar if you think so. So you are seeing more women in the industry. That there are jobs reports that say we have had an increase of women coming into the industry. Where are you seeing them? Are they in administrative? Are they in operations, technical, trade, higher education, or are you just not seeing it? I should have put C-suite in there too. I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay. Got a lot. The scales are very much tipping. Yep. Someone put a comment in there. They are 99% white women. Yep. Yeah, the C-suite. Um, the diversity of the industry is not great. We know that, especially as we get into the C-suite roles. Uh, but so I think we've got a couple more people, but right now, we're seeing more women in administrative. Uh, Least amount of women growth is in the trades, which is fair. Technical and operations are actually tied, which I think can go hand in hand. And then higher education, um, and the you are not is at the bottom, but people are still seeing that, and it's hard, right? Like for me, I've worked in underground mining, which can be very polarizing to women in the industry because it's a very different environment. It's harsh. You add other conditions, adding working for a contractor. That's a lot of travel. That is not knowing where your next job is going to be. There's a lot of uncertainty in the job. So it's not attractive. Um, I don't know if, yeah, Tiffany, do you have something? Oh, I can't hear you if you are talking.
Oh, I wasn't trying to add anything.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just saw you come off mute, so I wanted to give you an opportunity.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with what we've seen here, right? We've seen increases in administrative, but we have seen it across the board, at least in my area. I think we've seen more, and we're starting to see more, especially in education, newer students coming in are the impact is broader. Obviously, it's still small in comparison, but I have been seeing it.
Nice. Okay. Go to the next one. You are seeing positive changes in the following: work-life balance, parental assistance, and this could be parental leave, this could just be more flexible work hours, mental health, growth opportunities. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, this is shaping up a little different than what I was expecting, but in a good way. I'm also a single female in the industry, so my opinion may be very different from what everyone else's. But for those driving in the car, looks like we've got one or two more people to put a poll in, but work-life balances and mental health are in the lead for the strong agreement, followed by growth opportunities, with parental assistance on the back. And I know talking with my colleagues and my friends, it's been slow and it is very company based for parental assistance, whether it is the more flexible work hours, longer parental leave, parental care, postpartum care if you have a stillborn. Companies aren't quite adding those policies all inclusively in. And depending on where you work, it could be very hard. Working, in Salt Lake City is very different than working in Elko or up in Alaska or doing FLIFO or even out on the East Coast. But that is good. I do wonder if the correlation, better work-life balance means better mental health. It's not a question, but you guys can kind of do thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat or type in there. Do you guys see your company talking about mental health more, or do you think that's just a correlation of better work-life balance?
Within WIR, we actually, over 2025, we had two cohorts we have a mental health first aider program.
Oh, yeah.
And so at least within our business, there's been a really big focus and priority in that space and actually putting time and money into it to provide certifications across the business. So I guess that was just in the US. I don't know what other regions have done, but
Hey, that's awesome. Does anyone else have any thoughts or opinions? Is anyone not seeing your company like talk about it all? Or on the flip side, did you guys see them talk about it like the 2 years during COVID and then 2025 hit and policies seem to have reversed? Oh, good. Yeah. Mental first aid is a good tool.
We're talking about it, but it's really hard in remote mines to separate providing on-site mental health support and keeping it separate from employment and HR, which is a real legal challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one. It's needed, but at the same time, there has to be some clear division of what will be used or what can and cannot be used for the employees continued employment.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I've always kind of been flabbergasted and more recently as I've gotten older is that we don't offer like on-site site care after fatality happens, especially to the mine rescue workers. Mine rescue is a very close to home topic for me, and I know the trauma of watching a coworker get hurt or even worse, a fatality. It's like I know the schools do it, and this education system is different, right, wrong, and but just having that support would be very interesting, and maybe we do something different. But I feel like the mine rescue people definitely need extra support, especially after an incident like that. That's good. Nice. Yeah, free benefits or medical insurance. Yeah, the free a lot of companies and insurance are offering now like free the word therapy sessions that are helping. Nutrition, I think, is having a better benefit for you to do like wellness and nutrition, getting a physical therapist and or like a physical trainer. I think those benefits have increased over the years. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, before I exit the Menti poll, because those were my hard questions, and I was going to open it up for us to have some general discussions. First and foremost, to make sure we've served our members, you guys, the best as possible. Do you guys want a different time on Friday? When we put out the first poll, it was kind of a tie between 4 p.m. and no one cared. I would just want to offer everyone again to think about it. Okay. You guys really hate people on the East Coast. That's a joke. Okay. I think we have a unanimous vote to keep it at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Actually, I don't know if you guys... I feel like Menti kept kicking me out. So now that we've kind of gone through the poll, I wanted to open it up in case you guys wanted to have a little bit more discussion. I wanted to keep this first coffee break of the new year a true networking opportunity for you all. If you wanted to ask questions, keep it light. As I said, we've got our kind of next 3 coffee breaks planned, but does anyone have any other, ideas or anything else that you guys want to talk about in our time? Any other industry trends? Any other gripes? If anyone just want to introduce themselves?
Hey, I'll quickly introduce myself. My name's Kim Pershka, and this is my first time attending one of these. I've been in the industry almost 3 years, going on 3 years, and I am a recruiter, a senior recruiter for Equinox Gold. So, of course, I am going to plug my upcoming mine site that's about to go into construction 2027 we're looking at. So we're going to be doing a lot of networking throughout this year and just kind of getting our brand, our mine site out there. It is near Henderson, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's about 80 miles south of Henderson, Las Vegas, Nevada. So
And
yeah, this
Henderson
is
is beautiful.
fun. Yep, yep.
Well,
Not
thank you.
Northern Nevada. I know everyone's familiar with Northern Nevada, having all the mine sites up there, but yeah. So I'm
Well, that's
glad to
great.
be here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Armstrong. I am Inupiaq, Alaska Native. I'm a project engineer for Tech Alaska in Red Dog. I've been with the company for just about 8 years, and I work primarily on capital projects. So all of the FEL stages in oil and gas industry, they refer to them as FEL, and in our world, we call them phases or stage gates. And I have not been to one of these either. I am one of the members of the Women in Mining team in Red Dog, and we set up a little cohort as part of the Red Dog facility to help shape the mine itself for the women who work at the mine. And we have a broad range of women who work up there, from housekeeping all the way to in support roles to myself, like senior project engineer level, who are planning and executing multi-million dollar projects. Nice to meet everyone.
Welcome. I remember I think my funniest interaction with underground miners was having to explain the necessity of trash cans and blue rooms. And no one thinks about it, but if you're a person that's ever worked underground, you realize very quickly guys just don't get it.
Or the lack of a store to buy any of your materials at, and you have to barge everything in a year in
Yes.
advance.
Yes. Oh gosh, I remember hearing the stories of like the travel and all that, but oh gosh, a year in advance.
Yeah, and then drive it up a 52-mile highway. But yes.
Crazy.
Hey, this is Bachmek Kamatar. I'm based in Chicago. I'm a co-founder of a firm called Nomadic Venture Partners, which is investing in technologies in the mining industry. So just wanted to introduce myself. I will likely be at the annual conference in April, so look forward to meeting some of you in person.
Wonderful. We have emailed. So anyone else would like to come off and introduce themselves?
I'm Mallory Harker. I work with WIM Minerals, and I am over project management for the product development side. So doing all of our new product development and introduction and getting it through the process so that we can launch it and get it into the mines. And I sit locally in Salt Lake City, Utah. And this is my first year after 3 years I'm not going to be able to make it this year. And so I'm really bummed for women in mining. So I'm just going to have like FOMO and live through all of you guys. I have a leadership opportunity to develop it. So it's great, but I'm bummed that it's in conflict with women in mining. So, but this is my first time attending the coffee chat. So
we'll see you at the gala, right?
I saw that come through. I was like, I need to figure out scheduling and all of that. So hopefully.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, WIM Utah and WIM as WIM SME Utah, SME Utah and WIM Utah are hosting a joint gala the Saturday before the SME conference. It's going to be at the Natural History Museum. It is a grand old time. You get to dress up as much or as little as you want, but most people will be in flowy gowns. They are providing transportation from the conference hotels. The people coordinating that trip are both very active in WIM and in SME. So it's a great time. There are still tickets. Mallory, if you need one, I accidentally bought two.
Okay.
I was worried that I didn't actually pay for it the first time, so then I bought a second one. So that's, if you guys can't figure out, I'm a project manager too, so I'm always over preparing.
Or your brain is going a million miles in different directions, and then things. Yep.
Yep. So you guys have an opportunity to meet us there. I know there's going to be some smaller WIM events at the SME conference as well. There's a women in mining breakfast at the SME conference. So again, there's a lot of, if you haven't figured this out based on how many times I've gotten women SME combined in a sentence the last minute, there's a lot of crossover between the members. If you ever want to meet any of us at any of the conferences, usually we find ways of finding each other. So anyone's more than welcome to reach out. Yeah. Did anyone else want to introduce themselves or have a little brain fart with the rest of us?
I'll go real fast. Hi. Good to see you. Elizabeth Freeman, economic geologist up here in Alaska. I'm in Anchorage currently, finishing up my last semester of my graduate degree, and then hope to go on to many different projects, hopefully. And then I also started Nuna, which is a full service marketing agency for the extractive industries. So that's a little bit about me. Nice to meet you guys.
Okay.
Hi,
Anyone
I'll
else?
introduce myself also. My name is Tiffany Stilgenbauer, and I work for Resolution Copper, and I support our joint venture here in Arizona.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Okay, well, if I'll give anyone else the last minute, I know there's a couple other Alaska people here. Rebecca's also over up in Alaska.
Hello.
Go for it.
Well, Elizabeth says show your sexy face, so I'm gonna have to turn on my camera.
There we
Yay!
go.
Yay! Yay! Oh, so yeah, so sexy. Hi, everybody. I'm Rebecca Gower. I live in Alaska, and I'm the Assistant Vice President for US Antimony. And yeah, just currently doing some exploration to find some antimony in Alaska.
Thanks, Rebecca. Elena, were you also?
Yes. My name is Elena Demir. I am a safety manager for Sunt Construction. I actually just joined the company at the end of May. I actually relocated from Tooele, Utah, to Tucson, Arizona. We're currently working at our veil fabrication shop, but we are hosting some projects for some of the mines that's in the surrounding areas. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Perfect. Well, welcome all. I think we'll do a last round just in case anyone else wants to say anything. Okay. Well, as always, thank you all for joining us. As I was mentioning earlier, this was kind of one of our more informal sessions where we could just have this coffee break, kind of discuss industry topics, get to know some of our fellow WIM cohorts. Next month, we should be having Emma Schladet from SME talking about conference fatigue. and how to manage your social battery. We also are going to have Kelly Ward, who is one of the founders of Maven, in hopefully March. And then we have Talon Minerals is hopefully going to give us a presentation in April. So we're all excited. And if anyone ever wants to host one of these coffee breaks or be part of the roundtable discussions, we always love having you guys. So thank you all very much for your time. If no one has anything else, I will give you back 12 minutes of your day.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Bye.